Hi, now we are going to see how we can be able to write a Linux command, so which will generally print yesterday's date in Unix. So we are going to see this. So generally, like we will be using a dollar symbol and date. So date we have to mention even if it is yesterday or something. So whichever like for example, if it is today's date also we have to mention like this. So date is sufficient and we have to mention hyphen d. Yesterday we have to write it and take for example, so this actually mentions which date. Take for example, it will print like Saturday, so it will print like this Saturday comma year. So take for example, it's 2023, so likewise month. So it's 2. Likewise, it will be generally printing. And for date, na, it's 26. So likewise, it will be printing. And it will take the actual hour. Like take, for example, 1 and minute in the sense 14. And take, for example, second in the sense it will be also printing the second. So this is how it will be actually getting printed. The yesterday's date along with, the what is the exact thing? Like, take for example, it will give the yesterday's date at what time means it will provide today's hours, minutes, and seconds. So this is how it will be getting printed. And let's come to the second command, wherein we have like dollar date hyphen d yesterday. Simply like I'm going to demonstrate what are all the forms that we can be able to create. So if we were using percentage in the sense, what we are going to do is it will generally give our date. So like Saturday, yesterday it was Saturday, so it will be printing Saturday, comma, right? So this comma will be getting printed whichever we are giving with this percentage symbol. So it will be getting printed with respect to the small date, like date, month, and year. So likewise it will be getting printed, comma, month in the sense like 2, in the sense it will be printing that, and 23, 2023. So this is how it will be getting printed. Okay, so let's see the second one. So we also have like 1 day ago. So what this 1 day ago is, instead of yesterday, we can be able to use this 1 day ago. So like dollar date hyphen d 1 day ago. So we have like percentage a, year, month, and date. So this is how we will be generally printing. Instead of yesterday, we can be also use like like month, year, and date. So this is how we can be able to print it. Let's take what is meant by a CD. So CD is generally what it will be mentioning is changing directory. So CD, what it will do is it will change the directory as far as what we have given. Take for example, whenever we were about to give dollar D, dollar CD, so change directory to what? So we need to give the directory path. Like take for example desktop. So likewise, whichever we need, we can be able to give like desktop icons, so we can be able to go like pictures. So likewise, whichever path we need to change our directory, we can be able to use change directory, so through which we can be able to get it. This is what we will be generally calling it as a change directory. We have mv over here. So mv means what it will be doing is it can be able to move. So what MV will be doing is this command can be used to move files from directory from one location to the other. So from one location to another, it can be able to move. Take for example, what we will be doing is dollar $MV. So we need to give two locations. So take for example, how this MV will be working is we need to give two different locations over here. Simply like dollar $MV. One path we need to give which should have to be moved to the second part. So this is how we need to print. So with this example, take for example, dollar, like dollar MV, we have one path over here, like home, Linux config, downloads, Linux. So likewise, and we are going to move like home, Linux config, and desktop. So this is how we are going to move the files from one directory to the other. So simple. Let's take what is meant by ls. So ls is what it will be doing is it can be able to list all the files to the present working directory. So it will be just listing of all the files. So that is what ls will be actually doing. Okay, so just we will be simplifying it with the dollar ls. So that is greatly enough to whenever we were about to like use dollar ls. So it will list all the files. That's it. What is meant by cat command is cat can be able for viewing all the contents of the text file. Take for example, we are using an index in the sense, it is for example, it will be also an example of index. So likewise, cat can be able to view all the contents of the file. So we can be able to view like all the contents of the file using the cat command. That's it. Like cat of what file text, file dot text. So we can be able to view all the contents. It's just a viewing thing. So through cat, we can be able to view. Somebody also might be confusing it with concatenate, but it is not like that. So it is used to view a file. So like over here, file dot text. Now this file will be viewed. That's it. And we have calendar. So cal, what it will be doing is it will just display the calendar. Okay, like we will be having all the calendar related details will be viewed over with the help of calendar. And we have cd. So we know that so cd will be able to change the directory. Cd, what we will be saying like change directory. So that only we will be calling like what cd. So changes the current working directory. So what? So we have to specify the path as well, like change directory to downloads. So we can specify something over here. So this is how we will be changing the directory. And we have ch mode. So what ch mode will be doing is it will change the permission for a file or directory. So like mode now. So this what it will be doing is it will change the permission from one user to the other. So likewise, change mode can be able to change the permission of a file and directory. That's what change mode will be doing. We have password. So we need to write like password. Okay, so that can be able to set a password for a user group. So like for a user group we can be able to set some password with the help of password. And we also have pwd, so which we will be calling like present working directory. We can be able to see it further, like present working directory in the sense it will go to which directory that we were currently working. So likewise we can be able to see it. And we have PWD. Yeah, it's over here. So what we will be doing is with the help of present working directory, we can be able to display the current working directory. So we have RM. RM, what it will be doing is it can be able to remove a file. So take for example input.text, input.file in the sense. So it can be removed with the help of RM. So RM will be generally removing the file. And RM directory in the sense, what it will be doing is, it can be able to remove a directory. RM directory, what it will be doing is like it can be able to remove a directory. What is meant by WC in the sense, it can be able to count words, lines, and characters. So that we will be calling like WC, like it will count words, lines, and characters. And what we will be calling like time in the sense, it can be able to display the time like hours, whatever the hours, and what is the minute, what is the second. So these things we can be able to display it with the help of time. So time can be able to display it. WC is word count. RM means it will remove a directory. That's it. We have tail. So this is one of the important thing that everyone will be asking with Linux or Unix command. What is meant by tail? So like that they will be asking. Take for example, I have a file which consisting of number of lines, and whenever I'm about to use a tail command, it will display last 10 lines of a file. That's it. So it can be able to display all the last 10 lines of a file with the help of tail. So that's what we'll be calling like tail, right? Final one we will be calling like tail. So head and tail we will be using. So whenever we were about to use head, in the sense it will be able to display the first 10 lines. Okay, just keep it in mind. Whenever we were about to use tail, in the sense it is like last 10 lines. What is meant by sudo, in the sense it will allow a user to start a program with the credentials of another user. Take for example sudo itself is like false, right? So it can be able, it will be like a fake user. So it will allow a user to start a program with the credentials of another user. So like another user's credentials can be used to start a program by another user. That's it. We have clear command. So clear is generally used whenever we were about to use the terminal. So whenever we were about to use clear, it will clear the terminal whenever we have all the queries. So it will be getting cleared with the help of clears the terminal. So we have CP. So CP is like copy. Okay, copy file contents from one file to another file. So it will be actually getting copied from one file to another. All the details will be copied. So copy can be able to copy all the file contents from one file to another. We have ch mode. So ch mode, what it will be doing is like changes the permission of a file or a directory. So it will change, like take for example, read is the only permission it has. So likewise means it can be able to change the permission of a file or a directory. We can be able to do that. Ch group. So what ch group will be doing is it can be able to change. GRT means group. So change group. So it will be just changing the group. We have ID. So what ID will be doing is tells about the user ID in a system. So the system now, so the system's user ID might be there. So like A108. So we have some IDs now. So all these IDs can be displayed with the help of ID command. That's it. And we have like, as we have seen like yesterday's date. Now what we will be doing? So over here we will be just within the double close we will be writing yesterday. So how we can be able to display the current date then? Simple, right? We have to write dollar and we have to write date. This concatenation operation we will be using, and within the double quotes we will be mentioning what format we need to use. Like this will be used to display the day, and we have month means we need to mention a month, so like 12, whichever, and we have to mention the year. It's like small year. Take for example 1999. So likewise we can be able to print the current date. So that's it. And we have a grep command. What grep command will be actually doing is grep, they were telling like global regular expression print. So like grep stands for global regular expression print. So it is also a print command. So what it will be doing is the grep command is used to search for a file. Okay, search for text in a file. So we have all the text within a file, right? So it will search for the text in a file using regular expression pattern matching. So they have also given like regular expression, right? It will print like global regular expression print. So sorry, print, right? So what it will be doing is within a file we have contents, so that will be actually like searched with the help of regular expression pattern matching. So we need to make into consideration like regular expression pattern matching has to be used. How much memory is being used by Linux? So we can be able to check that as well, like how much memory has can be used by Linux. So what we will be doing to check means we will be using a command called vmstat. Vmstat. So through which we can be able to check how much memory our Linux command is about to use. So all these things we can be able to check with the help of this command, vmstat command. Okay, so let's see how we can be able to print a star pattern with the help of like Linux. So just what we need to do is, as like in a Java program, what we will be doing, like how much number of stars now. The star we are going to print. Take for example, I'm going to take it as like 5. So 5 is the number that I'm giving. Like I'm going to read it with the for loop. So like for up to what n, right? So what type of pattern it will be getting printed over here? This one, right? So this is the normal pattern that this Linux command is about to print. 5-star pattern. So triangle pattern that I'm going to print. Yeah, it has read it as 5. So 5 will be getting here. So for I, so let's take I and J. For I is equal to 1. Up to what number, right? So 1, comma 1, and we have like 2, 1, 2, 2. Likewise, we have 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3. So, likewise, we have all these, right? So, up to what 5? So, because, see over here, what is the thing? 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, and we have like 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3. So, likewise, 4, 4. We have like 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4, and 5, 5. So this is how our pattern should have to match. So what we are going to do is I'm going to print it with a for loop. For of what? Do. So do means it will print. So take for example, we will be using this curly braces, right? Whenever we were about to print in a Java program, so we will be using, right? So instead of this, we will be using do in Linux. That's it. So we have to use do what I have said. So like after that also, after the for loop, we need to use do. So I have mentioned like instead of this bracket, we need to use this, right? Do and take for example, we need to complete it means we have to use this done. Do and then will be able to complete like done is equal to the right curly braces and like do is equivalent to the left curly braces. Echo is the print, so like print statement in Java. So print statement, how a print statement will be working, like hyphen n in the sense, so it will be printing in the next line. So that's it. We have echo of a space, a small space I'm about to give. So such that it will be just printing in the next line. So echo and done. So this do na, so this do will be done over here. Likewise, the right braces will be completed here. That's it. It's a very simple program. Let's see what is meant by a shell. So shell is an environment. Okay, shell. Take for example, we will be having like she shell. So whenever we were about to run a Unix command, like we will be having like Unix command. So that we will be running in an environment which we will be calling like shell. So it is an environment in which we can be able to run shell scripts. So shell scripts can be done run within what shell. So shell can be used to run the shell scripts, commands and programs. So we can be able to do that. There are actually two types of shells. So one is bone shell. So like bone vita. So you can think like that. So bone shell. We have she shell. That's it. So bone shell and she shell are some of the two different types of shells. Okay, let's see one more other comment, like how we can be able to delete a particular line from a file. So we have file and which consisting of these number of lines. I am going to delete this third line. So what I need to do is I need to use this set command, SED. So this will be used to delete a command. So delete, it's similar to that of delete command. Okay. So I'm going to use like dollar set of what third line, right? So whichever D is generally used to mention like for example 3 means it will go to the third line. So third line it will be getting deleted. So for that, in which file, like in f input file dot text. So this is the text file's name, f input file. So this is the input file dot text that we will be using, and I'm about to delete some of the files. In that means I have to use like dollar set, and I have to mention which line I need to delete of what DE. I need to mention that, and I need to mention that dot text file name as well. So file dot text. So like that, I can be able to delete the third line of the given file. And we can also delete within a given range. So like take for example, from third to ninth line, I need to delete all the values. So for that, what I need to do, everything is fine. Instead of this 3, na, I need to replace this 3 by 3 comma 9. That's it. So take for example, dollar set of what, 3 comma 9 d of which file, f input file dot text. So this is how we need to mention it. So this is the structure that we will be using, like m comma n is the first line, so static line and the end line. So we will be mentioning it like that. It can be able to delete all the file contents starting from the line 3 and ending in the line 9. So that's how it will be, all the details between these lines will be getting deleted. And we will be having how we can be able to delete all the lines containing a required word. It's also very simple. As we have already seen, dollar set of what we need to take for example, I have a word here. It is the file I have a word here specifically, and I have another ending word also over here. So I have this word like knowledge over here, and so this line, so knowledge is over here. I need to delete this line which consisting of a word knowledge. It is also very simple. What we need to do is we need to mention that word knowledge. So likewise I need to mention, and what I need to close that and d, so d, and we need to mention the input file name, so such that the line number, so the line which consisting of the word knowledge will be getting deleted. So this is how we can be able to delete it. And we can also delete then the words between two words. So take for example, I have n number of lines. I have two words here. Okay, one is like knowledge over here and warehouse over here. I need to delete all the contents in between these two words. So what I need to do is simple. So I need to mention comma. So comma and the ending word, simply like dollar sed. And what I'm going to do is starting word comma ending word, and I need to mention D, and I need to mention the file name. That's it. So this is one of the simplest way we can be able to delete all the contents which is present